A little less. All right, so can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me in the back? Anybody in the back? Yeah? All right, perfect. So we've got music, we've got voice, we've got people, we've got park, we're ready to go. Let's get on our feet. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We still have lots of people trickling in. So is the mad dash, like right at 9 o'clock. So happy Giving Thanks week, maybe? Did we have a nice Thanksgiving? Did we do exactly what we chose to do? Yeah. All right. Good morning, my friends. Shabbat Shalom. All right, so come on in. Find your place on your mat. Let's step right up to the top of the mat today. Bring your feet together. The big toes touch, but maybe the heels and the ankles have a little space. What we're looking for is the lateral borders of the feet to kind of be parallel with the mat. We don't want the ankle bones squishing together. Because what we're really trying to do is lift the arches of the feet. And when we do that, the ankle bones separate a little bit. And we put a little more weight on those outer edges. I'm just going to start slow as everybody kind of comes in. Welcome. There's space up here too, because the grass is kind of wet today. Feels like it. Did you guys find that the grass is a little wet? Yeah. All right, so we're standing in our feet. We are feeling into our breath. Let's put our arms down by our sides and do our best not to. Sometimes what I see is like under here, the arms kind of squeeze in onto the rib cage, right? Because we're like at attention, like we're in the military, right? But in yoga, we're actually at ease, right? So we want to like let the arms, let the arms be a little softer. So under the armpit chest, there's room for breathing. I want you to feel the breath push against the chest wall. And I want you to feel the breath push against the back ribs a little bit. So you're like giving yourself a chance to breathe bigger and better than you do all the time, right? This is technically a breath exercise. Everybody gets so carried away with the movements that we almost forget. We think the breath is secondary, but the truth is that the breath is primary, and then we match the movements to the breathing. So take a moment to be with the quality of your breath, right? Not just the action of the breath, but the quality of the breath. And we do our best to bring the breath in and out through the nose And there may be times where we get a little more vigorous and you may have to open your mouth and you may have to let out an exhale, or you may gasp and pull in some extra air. That's okay. But for the most part, there's a discipline to breathing in and out of the nose and allowing the workload to go up while you still discipline the breath. So you're forcing your cardiovascular system to be more efficient. Does that make sense? The workload goes up, the breath remains in the same rhythm. And we're training, right? We call it yoga practice. So let's just play with that idea today. So right now, nice, long, slow, deep breath through the nose. And then out through the nose. Feel the power of the diaphragm. Feel the power and the strength you have inside to pull the breath in and to squeeze and push the breath out. I love it. I can actually see you breathing. And I'm going to keep checking back. I'm going to keep reminding you. But your work today is this. And you may find yourself leaning sideways or on one leg or in a hold, in a lunge, and it might start to get the best of you. In that moment, you come back to the breath. That is your practice. Now, syncing up the breath and the movement is a challenge, so on your next inhalation, just see if you can get your arms to rise up. Whenever you're ready, you inhale, you reach, and then on the exhale, you bring the arms back down. Yep, you got it. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms reach. Long, slow, deep breath. Fill yourself up, and then exhale, the arms come back down. So you're just breathing and moving, like syncing it up. Go ahead, last one. Inhale, arms reach. This time, exhale, fold over. Bend over and bow your head humbly. Empty out your lungs, and then on the inhale, lift halfway. Just look forward. Good. Exhale, fold again. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift halfway. Filling up the lungs, moving and breathing, right? Exhale, fold. On this next one, inhale, rise all the way to standing. Lift the head and chest, reach the arms up. Oh, anybody feeling stiff? Hands come to heart center. Again, inhale, arms reach. We're going to move on. Exhale, forward fold. Sync up the breath and the movement. Lift halfway on the inhale. Now let's go to plank pose. So we put our hands down, we step our feet back, and then even though we're going to hold this pose for a couple of breaths, we're going to hold it to get the muscle actions right. I want you to keep that same exact rhythm in your breathing. Right? So your legs are off the ground. Your belly button is pulled in for support in the spine. Push the hands down and in. Activate your chest a little bit. There you go. Let's take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, lay down onto your belly. Do it with some muscle. Do it slow. Do it deliberately. Yes, I love it. Inhale, cobra. It's a little back bend. Be gentle with your spine. You're just like the first time today. You're bending your spine back. Exhale, release. Keep the hips grounded. Keep the tops of the feet grounded. Inhale for cobra. See if you can get the collarbones a little wider, the elbows back. Exhale, release. Last one, best one here. Inhale, cobra pose. Lengthen your legs, press your feet, lift your chest, lift your crown. And then exhale, put it down. So good. Tuck your toes. Let's go all the way to downward facing dog and come back to that breathing. Breath in and out. It feels a little different when you're upside down. So today we're focusing on the breath. We're just going to make sure that when we're bending over, when we're holding poses, when we're upside down, that we can still connect with the rhythm of the breathing. Now go ahead and inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. And on the exhale, step your right foot forward to your hands. Inhale, we rise all the way up to standing, up into that lunge. Let's see if we can get up on the left toes. Yeah. Now, even though we hold the pose to get the muscle actions right, check in and make sure you're in the same rhythm in your breath. With every breath you take, you're giving yourself a space to make a little modification or a little adjustment. This is not like red light, green light, where we like hold and wait for the next thing, right? It's like we are constantly evolving. The breath is moving. So maybe your left hip comes forward. Maybe your right hip goes back. Maybe you start to feel a little wobbly, so you can straighten the left leg a little more, get a little more muscle action. And then the whole idea is that the front of your left hip is going to get some sensation. We're going to lean back a little bit, get a little more length in the front of the left hip. Now you're breathing. On your next inhale, reach up like you mean it. On your exhale, plant your hands back on the floor. Step back to plank, hold. Let's breathe in right here. And then exhale, lower to the belly. Do it slow, use your muscles, no plopping. Inhale for cobra. I don't know if that's a yoga term, but it is today, no plopping, right? And exhale right back into downward facing dog. Plop asana. Yeah, I'm not going to try to coin that one. I like slouch asana, but I do not like plop asana. All right. On the inhale, left leg rises. On the exhale, you step it forward to the left hand. And then inhale, rise into your high crescent lunge. Again, giving yourself space. The breath continues, but you're giving yourself space to kind of feel it. Are you using both of your feet well? Sometimes we put all of our energy into the front leg and it starts burning, right? That's not what we want. We want even, balance. We want equanimity, right? So you got to use the back foot. Get some weight on the pinky toe of the back foot. Make the back leg a little straighter. It might make you come up a little. I don't care. I don't know why we think we have to be so deep in the lunge. We give up so much form to go deeper. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I watch people practice. How about less is more? How about space as the goal, not depth, right? Take another breath. Reach up, lean back. Yeah, and then exhale, plant your hands back on the mat. Step into plank. Let's breathe in and plank, organize. And then on the exhale, lower slowly down. Beautiful. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Let's take a few breaths here. Again, checking in with the rhythm. Make it feel just like it did when you were standing in Tadasana at the beginning of the practice. The breath pushes against the back ribs, against the chest wall. It widens at the waistline. Take one more inhale. Push back just a little bit. And then look at your hands. As you exhale, let's bring the feet up to the top of the mat. So you can walk, jump, step, skip, hop, whatever you want to do. Lift halfway on the inhale, and then fold on your exhale. As we did earlier, inhale with a flat back, rise all the way up. Lift your head up. Reach the arms high, and then pull the hands to your heart. Let's put that all together. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the in-breath. As you exhale, both feet back and lower on the same exhalation. Yeah, inhaling for cobra, and then exhaling back to down dog. That's the way we do it. Within the rhythm of the breath, we sync up the movements, and we create this beautiful flow called Surya Namaskar A. And I know we do it every week together, but I want you to make sure the breath is your priority today. Give me one more inhale, push back just a little bit. And then on the exhale, you look forward and bring your feet right up to the top of the mat. Do it with some grace, feet together at the top, and then lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Nice. With a flat back, rise all the way to standing. A little volume on the knees. Yeah, hands to heart. All right, inhale, arms reach. Let's hold right here, hook the thumbs together. A little up to the side body. Let's go to the right, stretching the left. Let the shoulders lift up into the neck a little bit, really like accentuating the side body. So sometimes I tell you shoulder blades down, but today I want you to let them rise up. It's like a shrug. I want you to lift from the rib cage. Yeah. And then come back to the center, switch your thumbs, and just go over to the other side. Again, a little bit of shoulders up in the neck. Yeah. I don't often say it, so take advantage. It feels good to pick them up, you know. Almost all the time it's going to be the other way. And then come back to center. Let's let the arms go. It's blinking. Hold on. Battery check. Make sure you... All right, I'm back. Thank you. Andy to the rescue. Always. Yay, Andy. A little love for Andy. Okay, in the middle of his practice, a little panic. Ah, she can't speak. Ah, he fixes it. Thank you, honey. All right. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms. You might start to feel your heart rate come up. You start to use the larger muscles of the body. Now, breath. Same breath. Work on your form. Tailbone slightly down, hips a little bit back, weight in the heels. As all of that downward energy starts to bring you down, I want you to lift from the pelvic floor, lift from the sideways, reach through your arms like you mean it. Now push through your feet and come all the way up. Stretch up high to the sky, maybe even tip back a little bit. And then hands come to heart center. Okay, inhale, chair pose, one breath. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Same emptying of lungs right there. Inhale for your back bend, cobra. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Okay. Right foot's going to step up to the hands, but this time left foot flat. Let's rise up facing forward. It's called Warrior One. And even though we hold the pose and we refine the work, the breath is still moving. It's still moving. All the same things we did on the other one. Make sure the back foot, you're using it well. Straighten the back leg. If you bring the left hip a little forward, you're going to start to feel that tension in the front of the left hip. That's what we're working on, right? We want to lengthen the psoas. It's a problem. We sit too much. This is the pose for anti-sitting, okay? So think about it that way. Like we want to press the left foot and we want to pull the left hip forward and then we want to reach and lean back just the tiniest bit, but not compressing the lower spine. If your lower back is pinching, draw your tailbone down. It's all about the tension in the front of that hip. Give me one more breath. Reach like you mean it. And then exhale, take a flow. Hands down, step back lower. Boom, boom, boom. Inhale for cobra. Exhale as you make your way to down dog, and then show me warrior on the other side. It's left foot stepping, right foot flat. We root down into our feet, so we rise with some sense of stability, and then we breathe and we create. And what are we creating today? Space, not depth. We're not trying to bend the front knee more or collapse into the back foot. We're trying to lift. We rise. We create space. We breathe into the chest wall. We breathe into the rib cage. The arms are reaching fiercely. Your elbows are straight. Your fingers are straight. There's an energy in the hands. There's an energy in the feet. And the body starts to come alive. Give me one more inhale. On the exhale, take your flow. Hands down, step back, lower. That's it. On the inhale, cobra. And then on the exhale, downward facing dog. Yep. That's how we do it. Now in the traditional flow, you only get one breath in warrior. So right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. One inhale, show me all the things you just learned about warrior in that one breath, and then hands down, step back lower. Right back in the flow. Empty, empty, empty out your lungs. And then breathe in deep as you take your cobra, and exhale when you go to down dog. Yeah, same thing other side. Left foot steps up, right foot turns flat. It's one big inhale, breathe, reach. And then exhale right back down. Hands down, step back lower. And this is what I was talking about earlier, about maybe sometimes the breath gets away from you and you might need to take an extra one or open your mouth. It takes discipline to stay in the nose breathing as you find your way back to down dog. All right. Let's all inhale together. Push back. And then on the exhale, look forward and bring your feet right up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. We're gonna finish with chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms, you just learned it. Now push through your feet, come on up to the sky. Stretch back if it feels good, and then hands right to the heart. We're gonna put it all together. Inhale, Utkatasana, the chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. On the in-breath, we lift halfway. On the out-breath, both feet go back and you lower. Pumping loads of oxygen, right? Deep breath in through the nose. Take your back bend. Push back to down dog and show me warrior on the right side. Right foot steps, left foot flat. You've got one big, beautiful breath to come up into the full expression, and then the exhale takes you down. Hands down, step back and lower. Woo! Inhale for cobra. Yep, it's getting hot in here. Inhale, warrior on the left. On the exhale, you know what to do. Hands down, step back, lower. That's it. There's a little chill in the air, so the heat is coming from inside of you. Exhale, back to down dog. Now we stay for 5 breaths. Feel the heart pumping in your chest. See if you can regulate the breath and the nervous system. Head down, hips high. Breath moving through that body. Deep, deep breathing. Through the nose if you can control it. One more breath. Push back a little. And then on the exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet right up to the top. Nice. Lift halfway. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Finishing strong right here. Bend your knees, sink your hips, show me chair. We're going to stay right there. All right. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit a little lower. Now reach your hands down by your sides. Sit a little lower. Could you make your fingertips touch the ground? Yeah, I knew you could. Can you do it and keep your head up? Drop your hips a little, lift your heart a little. Now, leave everything exactly as it is, but bring your arms up over your head. Oh, yeah, we're a little lower than normal. Let's push into our feet, come all the way up. Stretch high to the sky, and then pull your hands to heart center. I love it. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful work. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. We're going to go to plank pose and hold it. You know, when we hold the pose, we keep the breath. So the muscle energy is starting to get a little bit more. I'm asking you to step into your strength, right? Let's roll onto our right side so the left arm can go up to the sky. Use both of your feet. Lift your hips. See if you can even take your gaze up to your left thumb. Draw the belly in, draw the tailbone down and the head back. See if you can streamline your body just a little bit. And then return to plank with some grace. No rush. Let's take it to the other side. Right arm goes up high to the sky. I love the variations. Everybody do what you need to do. Dig a little from the inside. Find that core strength. Return to plank with grace. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. You've got this. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, I want you to come into warrior, but this time we're going to stay. So right foot steps, left foot flat. We come on up, facing forward, root down before you rise, so you get that feeling of stability. You want to kind of feel like your feet are pushing down and out. And at the same time, your legs are drawing in, right? So there's this double action. It's called duality. And we really play with this idea of duality in yoga so that we can create union, right? It's not really about the feet pushing out or the legs pulling in. It's about them both happening at the same time so they become one action. Yep. Now, let's keep the left arm reaching even more. And drop the right arm down behind your back. We're going to take a little bit of a twist. It's going to make the left side of the pose feel super long, so we're twisting to the right. Keep pushing the left foot down. Turn that heel down on the back foot. All the way down. Ground it. Yeah, you'll be so much happier. So the left foot is grounded. The left side of the body, hip, rib, shoulder is coming forward, and you're turning and looking out to the right. Yeah, a lot going on. Can you push the pinky toe of your left foot? And then can you pull the pinky finger on your left hand? Make that feel a little longer, a little bigger. Twisting to the right side. And just turn around, face forward, arms reach. Both hands are going to come down behind your back, clasp them together. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold into a humble warrior. We let the head down. And we breathe, right? Now I know your legs are talking to you. You've been in that stance for a long time, so this is where you need the breath. And keep grounding the feet. Let's see if we can get the right hip back and the left hip forward just a little bit. So you're squaring off a little bit. And then keep a nice bend in the right knee as you root down and rise up. Lift your head and chest. On your inhale, the arms go high. On the exhale, you take a flow. Hands down. It's going to feel so good. Step back and lower. Inhale for cobra. And exhale right back to downward facing dog. So in every practice, we are playing with duality. We are infusing breath and movement. Left foot steps up, right foot flat, warrior one. We are also looking to seek the balance between strength and flexibility, so we end up in a body that's supple, movable, comfortable, right? That's it. So we develop the pose, warrior one. And then we just start to add variations. Your job is to stay attentive to the breath. Root a little extra through the right foot, reach a little more through the right arm, and then drop your left arm down. Maybe you can even reach around your waistline, or maybe reach for your right leg behind you. Start twisting to the left. And you'll see your body starts to exploit the flexible places and starts to avoid the tight places. And this is where consciousness comes into the practice, right? We're grounded in our feet, we're expanding through our body, we're breathing deeply, and we're starting to feel the different places in the body, where we have access, where we get denied access, right? And we start to play with it so that we get more space. Let's reach like we mean it. We'll reach with the pinky finger, push through the pinky toe, give me the full expression, and then when you're ready, just ease off, come back, face forward. Let your arms come down and behind you, clasp them together. Humbly fold, bow your head. We fold the head toward the left big toe. Don't be afraid to bend your front knee a little deeper. And then ground and straighten the back leg a little more fiercely. And then if you can, just right here, square off. Left hip back, right hip forward, you'll feel it. And we're gonna root down before we rise. I want you to come up so stable. Feel your feet on the ground, start to lift your head and chest. You do it on an inhale, and then you reach your arms. And then on the exhale, you flow it out. Hands down, step back, lower, empty, empty, empty the whole way. Take that deep breath in through your back bend, and then empty out again as you go to down dog. It's a breath exercise. Pumping loads of oxygen. It changes everything. It changes the chemistry of your body. The balance of CO2 and oxygen in your blood and your brain and your organs, right? Keep breathing. Okay. Right foot's going to step up. Stay on your left toes. You'll rise just for one breath in high crescent. And then we're going to change directions, turning to the left side for warrior two. The back heel goes down, the arms open wide like a T. You can see it all around you if you're not sure what I mean. Now center yourself. A lot of us lean forward in the pose. We can't help it because it's this like fierce pose. We want to like go for it. But I want you to just back up a little bit. Find center. Come back to your breathing. We ground the feet. We engage the legs, we lengthen the torso. What happened to the lift under the armpits? Get a little more lift so the breath can come in under the chest. And then get a little more fierce with your fingers. Show me the full expression. Head back maybe. There it is. And now we're going to reverse the warrior. So right arm down, left arm up. Did I say it backwards? Left arm down, right arm up. Depends who I'm looking at, what makes sense to me. All right. Now, there's a lot of upward energy here. I feel you. You guys are reaching. You're like looking up. You're stretching up. Now, bend that right knee. Balance it out. Duality, right? Those two things all of a sudden become one. You're in one pose. Give 2 more breaths here. Make the breath, make the pose come alive. And then in slow motion, we come out. We don't just bail. We come out slowly, and then we straighten the front leg, and we just say it out loud. Just say it. Yeah. Now reverse again with both legs straight. Right arm down, left arm up. I said it wrong again, didn't I? Left arm down, right arm up. Both legs are straight. Root through your feet. There's a lot of upward energy here. It doesn't feel the same, does it? So you have to really push down and out through the feet. You have to draw the tailbone down. You have to find ways to ground, to balance all of that upward action. This is the journey of the yogi. Curious, attentive, mindful, breathing, right? Good. Now keep that side waist long on the right, but come all the way into traditional triangle pose. So we come all the way up and over. Right hand goes down on the leg, left arm goes up to the sky. All of the same things are happening. The feet are grounded, the tailbone is grounded. We draw the head back. This is one of those poses where deeper isn't necessarily better. Look for space. Come up a little bit. Be willing to bring your hand up on your shin so that you can open your chest. Feel the front of the body open. It's about lateral movement. It's not a forward fold. Yeah, this is so nice, everyone. Are you breathing? Now, let's take the left palm and turn it forward and then reach the bicep over the ear. Can we get the side body a little longer? Pinky toe pushing down on the left foot, left arm reaching. Now twist a little bit. Right shoulder comes under, right chest under, left chest open. Head back. And then lift the left arm high. Push down into your feet and come back to warrior 2. Front knee bends. Let's take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, take your flow. Both hands go down. Step back lightly, lower, slow. Coming back to the rhythm of the breath, moving and breathing together. And then we meet in downward facing dog. Okay. Now, left foot steps up, stay on the right toes. We'll rise up slowly. And then we turn to the right. Okay. Warrior 2, left knee bending, right leg straight. 2 different things to reconcile. We've got duality going on there, a bent leg, a straight leg. How do we match them? How do we merge them? A little lift in the chest, a little extension out from under the armpit chest so you can breathe a little bigger. Make sure both arms are lifted. Sometimes the back arm drops. That's it. Keep breathing. Okay. I like what I see. Let's reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Are you breathing? I want to give you space. I don't want to give you too much cueing. I want you to start to explore inside your own pose with yourself. All the little things that you know, like I've been saying, think about what has she been saying to me? Tailbone down, feet rooting, all of the things. See if you have those things going on. Are you making the down and the up feel equal? Let's slowly come back to warrior 2 and then straighten the front leg. Reverse again, both legs straight. Explore a little bit. Be curious in your body. How do you make the down and the up match? How does the left and the right feel? The whole time you're doing it, are you breathing? How does the breath affect the pose? Can you feel the breath pushing from the inside, expanding the space? Keep the side waist long. Let's take it all the way into traditional triangle pose. And then we'll take it to Utthita Trikonasana. Work your way through your body, your experience. You know that you are your own greatest teacher. Every time you come to the mat, you discover something in your body. It might be by my suggestion, but it's your experience. And you remember. You start to gain wisdom from this experience. Utthita Trikonasana, turn the palm forward, reach the right bicep over the ear. You know when you're going to reach that long with the right arm, you got to ground through the right foot. So you can get that side body to get longer, right? The space happening. Maybe the left chest and the left shoulder turn under so the right chest can open a little more. Head back. Explore the space. And then we lift the arm. We rise up slowly, bend the front knee, returning to warrior two. Oh, I see it in your face. Take a breath and then take your flow. You'll be so happy to be moving. Yeah, the long holds are not so easy. They're about muscle action and they're about infusing breath. Discipline. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale as you go to downward facing dog. Okay. We're going to take a step up with the right foot, but keep your hands down on the mat and just walk them to the left down the long edge of the mat and turn your feet so you're facing the side. So right foot stepped up, you walk down the long edge of the mat. Now you have nice wide legs, prasarita. Now, can you get up on your fingertips? Come to a flat spine. Get your back as flat as possible, chest out. And be polite with your neighbor. Go ahead and bend your right knee, but straighten the left one. Keep your head and chest out. So not quite Skandasana. Both feet actually stay on the ground here. Just work the inseam of the left leg. You feel that? Just a little bend. It doesn't have to be a big bend. And you're on your fingertips and your chest is up. So it looks a little more like this. Up. Yeah. Feel that in the inseam of the left leg. Yeah. Okay, then just go up and over to the other side. So obviously this is about flexibility. We're getting the inside of that right leg to lengthen, right? We're trying to create some space there. But what happens when we try to merge strength and flexibility in the same moment? That's it. Let's do that. Come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. Now you've got to hold your core, right? You've got to decide how much is enough. Without putting your hands down, bend the right knee. Feel the work on the inside of the left leg. Work the pelvic floor. Hold the chest up and out. You got this. Try not to let your elbows rest on your leg. Hold your own. I know all the tricks. I've done them all. Yeah. Now, slow motion. Come through the center and over to the other side. Yeah, you've got this strength and flexibility, right? Hold from the core. Hold your head up. Hold your chest up. We're not leaning on the legs. Of course, if you need to, you do it. But if it was just by default and it wasn't a conscious choice, then you change, right? Come back to center. Good. Release your hands down. Let's keep the right hand down and twist open to the left side. Again, spine long. Legs straight. Oh, this looks like it feels really good. Now, I'd like you to take your right hand, the one on the ground, and imagine that your hand was like on a clock. Right now, the middle finger is at midnight, right? So I want you to take it and turn it to 3 o'clock. Turn that hand out. There you go. That'll help turn the shoulder out, and then you might be able to open your chest more. No chin on the chest here. Head out, long, spine long. That's it. And then the eyes go down, the hand goes down. Let's switch. And so we might start with the hand straight, but I kind of like the idea of dialing that left hand open so that the chest wall will open, right? The shoulder will rotate, and then we twist a little bit better. Head out. Spaciousness. All right. Eyes go down, hand goes down. Let's put our hands on our hips and empty out all of our air. And then on the inhale, rise up to standing. Flat back. Yep. Inhale, both arms reach. And then take the arms out like a T. As your arms come out, turn your toes out. Both feet turn out. And then we bend both knees. All right, so this is one of those poses where we tend to lean forward because the inner groins, the crease of the hips starts to feel tight, right? So I want you to try and draw the tailbone a little bit down and then draw your head and chest up. Maybe you lean back slightly. And you don't have to have the feet turned out 180, right? They can be, the same angle as your knee. The knee, the hip, and the toe need to actually be on the same plane. Now I know you're starting to get tired of my instructions and you're like, okay, what else are we going to do here? Just sit a little deeper. Because I knew you could. Now turn your palms to face up. Bring the biceps near the ears. So we reach our fingers to the sky, but we sit our hips a little lower to the ground. And then let's keep the hands at shoulder distance apart. Imagine I put a ball between your hands and I said, squeeze the ball. Don't drop that ball. It's over your head. Don't drop it. Squeeze the ball. Make it really, really strong. Arms. So imaginary ball between your hands. And squeeze in. So there's action in the arms. Now draw the shoulder blades down the back. Oh, yeah, but we're still squeezing. Now sit a little lower. Okay, here comes the best part. Open the arms out like a T. We're almost done. Lift your right heel up. Pick the right heel up. Oh, it's starting to burn. I know your body's talking to you. Put the heel down. Try the other side. Oh, we're almost there. Now sink that heel. Sit one more time. Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. And now come up. Come all the way up. Oh, thank you. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale. Look up a little. Turn your feet in. Turn the toes in. And then take a forward fold. Okay. Recovery moment. We're going to walk our hands over to the right side. Maybe you grab onto the right ankle. Keep your feet just like they are. So we're on the right side. Switch. The other right. Okay, now bring your hands to the floor on the right side. And start bending the right knee. Bend as deep as you can into that right leg. And then turn your left toes up toward the sky. So Skandasana, we're going down. Yeah. That's it. Turn the left toes up toward the sky. Now, you might be holding onto the ground for dear life, right? If that's the case, keep holding the ground. If you feel like you could find your balance, bring your hands into prayer. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the head and chest. All right, put your hands back down. Come back to the center. Say it out loud. I think somewhere in there you might have lost your breath. Come back to your breathing. As you're finding your breath, walk your hands to the left side. Just start to feel. And instead of holding the ankle, make sure you're holding the ground on the left. And we start bending the left knee. Go as deep as you want to go. And then start turning the right toes up toward the sky. That's it. You can keep holding on to the earth. Or you can create stability from inside by lifting the hands in prayer. Try to hold the head up, hold the chest up. I see lots of variations. You guys are doing amazing. Make sure you're breathing. And then whatever you did with your hands, put them back on the mat. Find your way up to center. Okay. Remember on the other experience where we were trying to balance the strength and the flexibility? We're going to play that here too. Bring your hands to heart center. Yep. Start bending into the right knee. Bend so much that you can start spinning your left toes up to the ceiling, to the sky. Yep. That's it. And then pressing into the palms, come up and over to the other side. Oh, some of you go right in there. Some of you are a little nervous. Pay attention to your knees. They don't always like this. Coming back to center. Okay, release your hands. Rest. Make sure you're breathing. Our hands are going to end up on our hips. On an inhale, with a flat back, we rise all the way up. Okay, now, attitude adjustment moment. Let's turn our feet to the front of the mat. Hands are still on the hips with grace. Bend the front knee and step your left foot forward. Okay, inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Breathing as you take your cobra and exhaling as you go to downward facing dog. Okay. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. We haven't been at the back of the mat. As you go back, let's turn the toes out and come into Malasana, which is a deep squat at the back of the mat. Now in this deep squat, it's real easy just to sit heavy. So I want you to push your feet down and out, and I want you to lift the pelvic floor and lift the spine. Make space. This is not about compressing into the crease of the hips. It's about lifting yourself up. Then we're going to take the right arm, press the elbow inside the leg, and reach out and touch the floor. Touch the ground to the outside, to the right, and then reach up to the left side. Everything you can do here to breathe and make space. We're not reaching over our ear, we're reaching out and opening the chest. That's it. Maybe even look out to that left thumb. Then eyes come back in, hands come back in. Let's switch to the other side. Push down, lift up, expand. Find that balance between strength, flexibility, resistance. A little more space, a little more breath. I like what I see. And then return to center. Good. Forward fold. Just straighten your legs. Straighten your feet. Okay. Recovery moment. And then wiggle your feet into the center line. So bring your feet together at the back of the mat, and then we'll change it up into a toe squat. So you're going to bend the knees deep again. Go ahead, bend the knees. It's a little toe squat. So when your heels lift, it makes it a little bit easier to bend down. That's it. Now keep the feet together, but open your knees wide. Put your hands on the inside. First thing we'll do is just see if we can find our balance here. You all with me so far? Okay, now, that same feeling of lifting the pelvic floor, we're going to push down into our toes and we're going to lift our bodies up. There we go. We're all flying. Go ahead and sink back down. Let's see if we can actually fly on our hands. So we put the hands down. We put a little weight into the hands, squeeze the knees onto the arms, and then from that same place in the pelvic floor, we lift. Keep looking forward. It's playtime. Don't take it too seriously. Amazing. Yeah, look how many of us are flying and how many of us are trying. I love it. All right, when you come back from that, bring the feet down. Come into a forward fold. Straighten your legs slowly. Exit the knees slowly. And then let's soften the knees. Tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone and roll up nice and slow. Pull yourself up and in from the inside. Good. Last vinyasa. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, look forward. And then we just walk it out into plank. Go ahead, walk your hands to the front of the mat, lower down just like we've been doing. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Alrighty, find your way into a seated position, a comfortable seat. Are you clapping for the comfortable seat? Are we clapping for the comfortable seat? You can cheer for whatever you want to. I am all for cheering. Spontaneous happiness, always a good thing. Okay. Wouldn't it be nice if we celebrated all the little things in life, right? Alright, so come to our seats. Is there some way in this seat that you can actually make space? gravity will make it so easy for you to kind of slump down. So could we push down into our feet? Could we do all of the things? As the feet push out, the legs draw in. The spine grows tall. The crown of the head rises up into the sky. And then if it feels appropriate for you, close your eyes. When we're in the middle of downtown, there's a lot of distraction. And our senses are programmed to take all of that in. And so when we close our eyes, it just minimizes at least one of our senses, right? It helps us to not process quite so much. And then maybe we can put our attention onto our breath. The breath is the foundation of the practice. Come back to feeling it press against the back ribs, lifting and expanding the chest, widening at the bottom of the rib cage. So we breathe the same whether we're actively moving, whether we're trying to balance on our hands, whether we're extending, reaching, twisting, breathing, all of it's happening with that breath, right? Imagine if we could develop that same quality of the breath even when we sat still. Imagine sitting at your desk, doing your work, breathing consciously, keeping the oxygen levels up, making space in your body instead of slumping. Notice if there's something that happens in you. I know my left rib cage always wants to lift a little higher than my right side. I'm always a little bit like tilted. So when I sit like this, it gives me a chance to correct that and bring some balance back. So see if you can notice some of the subtle things, habitual patterns that are maybe not so good for you. Just because they are common and just because we feel comfortable in them doesn't mean that they're great, right? Yoga will awaken a knowing and an ability to shift and change in the most subtle ways. And it always comes back to the breath. These moments of awareness happen when we slow down and we breathe. Let's go ahead and take the right hand onto the left knee. Take the left hand behind you. Come into a really beautiful twist to the left. And then go ahead and tip your left ear to your left shoulder. And then we'll take the head back up. Keep your whole body twisting to the left, but turn your head all the way to the right. And we're going to keep holding on with the right hand, but take the left bicep to the ear. And then just look at your right knee and start to bend your body over to the right. On the inhale, we rise, and then just come around and do it on the other side. Left hand to right knee, a little twist to the right side, breathing. Straight up, lots of space. Right ear, right shoulder. There's always something in there, yeah? Inhale as you lift your head, exhale as you turn and look left. As you look left, twist a little more right. And you're kind of looking at your left knee, so you're going to take the right arm up by your ear. And just bend toward that left knee. Using your breath well. On an inhale, we'll rise back up. Turn and face forward. Go ahead and unfold your legs. bend your knees, put your feet on the ground. And then just super slow, lay yourself down onto your back. All right. Let's pull the knees into the belly. Move around a little bit. And then let's wedge our hands, like our fingertips, under our tailbones and just send our legs straight up in the air. Just a little bit of inversion. See if you can keep your feet and ankles and knees soft. So you're not trying to work really hard here. You keep your knees a little soft so there's a little less work in the hip flexor. And just let everything drain. All the fluids that are up there in your legs, just imagine all the fluids kind of draining into the vital organs, toward the brain. Imagine all that blood is filled with such a high level of oxygen right now. Let it nourish every part of you. Let it flow into the back body, the liver, the kidneys. Let it eventually roll up into the brain. And you're just breathing. Try to do that with your head down, so there's a sense of relaxation. And then you can drop your knees to your chest, and then put the soles of your feet back on the mat with the knees bent. And let's take our hands out from under us, but keep them alongside us, and come into a bridge pose. So we push the feet down into the mat. We push our arms down. Make sure you have a little space between your feet. There should be about hip distance between your feet, and you push down and lift up. It, expanding the chest, expanding the front of the hips, and then really slowly and carefully open the arms, bring your upper back down, and bring your rib cage down, and pull the tailbone toward the heels as you lower through the lower back. That's it. And then right knee into the belly. You can keep your left foot where it is, and then just take a twist over to the left side. Yeah. Lots of ways to make variations there, but just a simple twist. The arms are going to open up like a T. Yep. And we soften here as much as we can. We're moving away from the action and into the stillness. And then bring it back around to center and over to the other side. Check in with your breathing. And then return to the center. If you need to squeeze your knees in one more time, you can. And then we're going to release everything. Just let it go. Bring your arms out and down. Bring your legs out and down. begin to awaken. And that awakening can happen organically. I just want you to watch it. I want you to observe, bear witness. What happens first? Some of us want to move first. Some of us start thinking first. Some of us start breathing first, right? It doesn't matter what you do first. Just notice. All of this reveals information. Every moment in our body, we are being given information. And yoga is just asking us to pay attention. Eventually, you pull yourself together and come on up and sit. We'll sit together for a moment. Okay. So how do we feel? You okay? Oh, we're cheering again. Spontaneous joy. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let that be the theme of your day. You'll be in the middle of Costco later, and all of a sudden you'll be going like, woo, happy dance, right? No? Well, if you feel like it, maybe just smile, right? Smiles are contagious. I think they would be good for our community. Good for all of us. Yeah. So sit up a little, make a little space. And even though the practice is coming to an end, this is actually the threshold where your real practice begins. Can you take what we just did? Can you move through the day, making space, breathing consciously, paying attention, merging the dualities, knowing that there's room to hold two things at once, the stress of life and the joy of the moment, right? It's just the way it is, right? Dualities becoming one. Yoga is such an unbelievable gift. And we are part of something so much bigger than just what happens here on Saturday mornings. We are part of a movement of millions of people on the planet carrying forward a tradition of humanity that's been here for thousands of years. Because we come out every Saturday, I have hope that yoga will continue for generations to come. What we do here is really powerful, because each of us is the microcosm of the macrocosm. Each and every one of us is just a little example of what can happen and what is happening everywhere all the time. So I thank you, right? This is Giving Thanks Week, right? This is my thank you. My gratitude to all of you for showing up and doing the work every week, for inviting your friends, for continuing to support this community, for coming out, going on the trips with me, expanding your friendships, going to breakfast in downtown, all of the things that are happening because of this little meeting, 1 hour a week. I thank you. It's been unbelievable to watch it unfold. And I hope that we have, I think we've been here over 12 years, so maybe 12 more to go, yeah? Will you be here with me? No canes, right? No canes. We'll walk into the park. 12 years later, we'll still be moving, bending, breathing, yeah? All right, let's close with our hands together at the heart. And together we'll take one more long, slow, deep breath, and we'll let it out with the sound of Om, okay? So breathe in with me. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Perfect Peace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions, the words, the thoughts of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all, so that we may all know peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday, everybody. I did not mean to have my back to you. Namaste to everyone on the sides, all the way in the back. So much love for all of you. I don't have any passes, but I have magnets and I have clipboards. So I need your email address. I need you to sign the waiver forms for the city. Nobody signed in this morning because I didn't hand them out. So if you would please come up, come see me. I have hugs. I don't have passes, but I have hugs always. And I do have magnets. If you would like a magnet for your car, it would be so nice to drive around town and see more Yoga Journey peeps. It's something nice when you're driving and you see someone and you kind of pull up to see who's in the car. You're like, yeah, I know them from the park, you know? Yes, please have one on your car. So we have the sign-in sheets. And if you are not receiving emails from me, please come up and neatly print your email address on this sheet of paper. I have 2 newsletters that go out every month. One is from me personally, and the other one is from my studio. And it just informs you of all the things that are going on in the community. This Thursday night, if anyone's interested, Yin with live music at the museum. So we're doing a yin practice outside in the sculpture garden on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. And I have my friend Scott coming out to play the harp and the acoustic guitar to accompany us while we're doing the yoga practice. It's going to be quite lovely. You register for that directly through the museum on their website, or you could even walk over there right now and just register at the front desk. So we have Yin with live music this week, and I know there's more going on, but you have to go to my website to find out, or get my emails.